Hi Aries, my name is Tiana and welcome to my channel Inspired by Ease. Just keep in mind that these are general and not necessarily date specific, even though this is for the end of April 2020. This may be reaching you 3 months from now, a year from now, and it can still apply. I just trust that the messages come to you when they're supposed to. So we're just going to jump right in. You have a very interesting reading, Aries. And if I was to give a summary, it would be that basically you are coming into your power through transcending and transmuting very darker energies here. So anyway, let's just jump in. Your energetic themes for this reading are a realization, realizations, ideas, epiphanies, empowerment, and divine masculine energy. So I'm just going to go through these really briefly because the rest of the reading is where a lot of the main course is. But anyway, realization. And we have the number 10, which is all about completions, new realities, just a brand new slate, new reality. So the frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. So yeah, you might be having some realizations about your heart-centered truth and about maybe even your purpose and how you want to express yourself. We have empowerment and the number 8. The number 8 is all about manifestation, and so is divine masculine energy as well. And it's also about being in the flow, and I would also say knowing the cycles of your body, or just the cycles of energy. Sometimes we're in a very spring-like place where we have lots of energy, and then other times we are more in like fall, autumn, preparing for winter kind of state. So empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. And especially with the cards that I have here, with your animal totems, that might be laughable, that, you know, it's sometimes crazy to think that we are one with some people. I know that, you know, that feeling can come when you're dealing with difficult people, but anyway, empowerment is simply the ability to show up fully and completely, and being able to trust source. So being in your power of source, of the universe, of God. And so an empowerment comes mostly from the solar plexus, I feel. That is your center of power. So perhaps you're feeling the opposite of empowerment, powerless in a situation, but I highly doubt that that's the case here. But there might be a little bit of twinges of that, but I definitely feel like you are going more in the direction of empowerment and this divine masculine energy. And divine masculine energy is all about action taking, creating systems and structures, organizing things. It's all about the physical world, bringing the non-physical into the physical. Divine masculine supports our strong, focused, active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So you have the themes of realization, epiphanies, new ideas, becoming aware of your heart-centered truth, and maybe having realizations with regards towards your purpose in life, becoming more empowered and becoming more active in your action-taking abilities. So now we're going to jump into your animal totems. I feel that we have two characters here. I feel that you are representing as dragon, golden egg, and unicorn. A trinity of spiritual power here. A trinity of ether, which the circles at the top represent ether, spirit realm. So that's you, Aries. And we have this other person or entity, opportunity, something here that's representing as vulture, air. Not quite in the ether realm, but pretty close. And what I'm getting here is that you, Aries, you you are a power to be reckoned with here, basically. And if you just showed up as the dragon, I mean, that's intimidating on its own, because basically all we can see is the eye of this dragon, not to mention the entire entity of the dragon, the fire breathing and all. And so not only are you showing up as an authority, a power to be reckoned with, very wise and intellectual and very sophisticated and strategical in your thought process and perhaps even action taking. But you are a golden asset, and perhaps you are quite literally in the midst of making your nest egg here financially. This could be a financial asset, this could be any kind of physical asset, or this could be a person that you are protecting. It's going to apply to you all differently. So this could be a person or asset that you are protecting here with your big bad self, or the unicorn and the cosmic egg, the golden egg, pardon me. The golden egg is representing just another facet of you, Aries. So you as yourself are a asset to, wherever you go. You are just priceless and golden in what you have to offer, and you are very unique, or this asset, whatever it is very unique and not of this world, and maybe even has spiritual gifts such as clairvoyance, psychic abilities, things of this nature, and maybe even abilities that have to do with like the unseen and higher dimensions, because unicorns and I mean dragons too. Dragons don't even exist in this 3D realm, and if they do, then they're clearly unseen by us humans. So you and this asset are clearly on a whole other level that this vulture cannot reach. It can fly as high as it wants, but it's still not going to be able to get to the 5th dimension, It needs some kind of special spaceship for that, some kind of special technology to get there, or to go to platform 9 3/4, this kind of thing. It's just I was listening to a video, this is totally applicable, where it was talking about inner Earth. There is a whole other world, miles and miles and miles and miles beneath the surface, and most people think that it's just molten lava and all of this stuff. But no, there are pockets of life and plants and animals and beings and things that we have never seen. And this man was saying that there are entrances to inner Earth from the surface. You know, there, you know, when you go cave exploring or in these caverns, you know, you can have your hand right up against a rock and that is the entrance. You feel like it's solid, but it's actually a hologram. And that is the entrance to inner Earth or to this other dimension, and you just don't know it from your 3D world. So it's like this vulture, and you know, also you can, like a 3D being can occupy the same space as a 5th, 6th, 7th dimensional being, and they can't see each other because they're in different dimensions. So basically you are untouchable, Aries, is what I'm trying to say. You're completely untouchable and not, you aren't seen with the naked eye, if that makes sense. And that might just mean that you, it really takes one to know one, you know? So, you know, you could be standing right in front of someone and they're not going to know that they're with a starseed, an indigo child, a crystal child, a rainbow child, because they're not there. And so it's just, they're just going to walk right past you. But if you meet a fellow kindred spirit, they're gonna see you. So I hope that makes sense. But essentially, this vulture is, it might not see you, the dragon, but it has caught a whiff or caught glance or sight of this golden egg opportunity here. And it wants it, but this is more of a possessive energy, a more selfish taking energy. You know, usually with this vulture, it's not necessarily negative. It's usually positive in my reading so far. But in this scenario, I have to say that it doesn't have a positive vibration. It has an agenda to take and to be selfish. Basically, you are wanting to grow this asset and, you know, keep it warm so it can hatch into a little, like, chickadee or something, and grow into something amazing that can grow exponentially and be forever rewarding for you. But this vulture is just wanting to have it for dinner. It's just wanting to eat it and basically destroy what you're trying to grow and foster here. That's basically the dynamic at play that I'm picking up on, and it's very singularly focused on your asset rather than trying to tap through the window of your castle and try to get to your golden asset. It's and moving on to the next thing. It has a very singular focus and obsessive nature to it, which is a little bit odd to me, but makes sense with how unique there's a quality of uniqueness about this, whatever it is. So this could be a child, this could be a financial asset, this could just be you and how special and unique you are. So it's going to apply to you in all sorts of different ways. Now we're going to jump into the fairies. So we have the Dark Lady, and the Dark Lady is all about things that are hidden, things that are mysterious, and it's there's a lot of archetypal journeys with this one. So it represents rebirth, regeneration, and going to the depths of one's self, one's shadows, and rising up above stronger than ever. This has to do with being going into a meditative type state, and going on some and coming out the other side feeling very liberated, yet also very strong. This card has a very indigo-like quality, indigo childlike quality, where if you're familiar with indigo children, this has a very indigo child type of journey here. And so this is all about revealing what's hidden and waiting, going on a journey so that your gifts can be given to you and revealed to you, or your true purpose can be revealed to you. And being able to hold duality, lightness and darkness. There's one side where, there is death and it's really painful when our loved ones die. And then on the other side of the coin, there's no such thing as death. Like, we're all eternal beings, and holding those kinds of dualities here. So I feel like you are on a journey of some kind of rebirth, and revealing what has been hidden. And what has been hidden, I think, is just another level of your empowerment and how untouchable you are. And any other kind of spiritual qualities that may have yet to come online for you. And also seeing through lies and deception, and having kind of a clairvoyance and being able to see the unseen. It's all this kind of language with you. You are a power to be reckoned with, Aries. You just exist in an entirely different dimension than the normal crowd. And it's very sad when you're on this kind of journey, because people can just walk by you and not know that they just walked by, a spiritual warrior, which is what this is depicting for me, a spiritual warrior. But somehow I'm getting shapeshifter with this vulture. It's like this vulture has kind of somehow come into some kind of awareness through, I want to say, dark magic. They still don't know what they're dealing with. I want to say that this is kind of like a narcissist empath kind of dynamic, because I think that there has been in the past some kind of weak point for you, Aries. And this vulture has caught a glimpse of your dragon's weak point, and it is determined to take the dragon and its asset down. It's a very cynical energy here. So it has caught in a glimpse of some kind of weak point here and has kind of got its claw in the doorway. And so I think the whole journey that you're on is closing that gap, healing that weak point. Because you are very strong, Aries, but there is some kind of, I think there's some kind of flawed conclusion or some kind of flawed perception, or maybe it's just the vulnerability of being an empath and being very caring, and this vulture sees that as a weak point because as empaths we can have compassion pretty much for anyone. And maybe let me just get to more of the cards here, because we have some shadowy cards. So we have Luminous Doom and Epona's Wild Daughter and Fee the Lion. So with Fee the Lion, there's some kind of loose ends that you have with this vulture, or just with this kind of energy, or with this kind of archetype of a person. And so what I was trying to say was that, yeah, there's some kind of weak point, some kind of vulnerability, because if I am speaking to an empath, which I would think would be highly likely if you're watching my video, you know, as empaths, we can easily have empathy for others, especially for the underdog. And I think maybe this vulture tried to play the underdog kind of story. And so maybe in the past you're like, oh, but really this vulture the entire time had an agenda. The whole time it had an agenda. And so you are learning through this dark lady energy to really hone your, I want to say, radar of deception, lies, inauthenticity, and I'm trying to, there's some judge on some kind of reality TV show that I wish I could remember. They were like Simon Cowell, but it was a female. But anyway, let's just take Simon Cowell. But there was some kind of female judge that that could basically, okay, I'm going to go with a female judge. Okay, so there's some kind of female judge on some kind of like contest show, and you know, the contestant would perform and it would be amazing, and they will be able to say and come back and be like, you don't have it, or you can do so much better, or that is not who you really are. They had and I would be there watching it, and I would be like, how could they be so harsh? How could they do that? How could they talk like that? And it's kind of the same with Simon Cowell as well, where with sometimes I think he is like that for no really good reason, but that's just my opinion. But usually I've seen him, you know, listen to someone singing for 5 seconds and be like, that's not the song for you. And so, you're going to have this level of discernment really quickly when you encounter new people and just be like, they are not genuine, they're lying, there's some kind of deception, something isn't right, and you're going to be able to act on it no matter maybe how mean or judgmental you seem. I think that you're going to be able to do it with far more grace than either of those judges, but I hope you get the idea of what I'm trying to say here. So there is some kind of pain and sadness and despair and maybe even loneliness that has been a result of this kind of loose ends, and I want to just say vulnerability or weak point. I don't like to say weak point because you're very, very strong, but I think there's some aspect where you're not seeing things clearly. You're not maybe, I mean, a lot of the Aries, I think they see this vulture for what it entirely is, but let's just talk about why and how this vulture even snaked into your reality in the first place. And there's no judgment in this, but there is something that you're needing to wrap up and heal with this Gluminous Doom and Epona's Wild Daughter here. So I hope that makes sense. And I really feel strongly that it has to do with this empath kind of narcissistic kind of dynamic where usually the narcissist will maybe love bomb and give the empath all this intention, and it, like the empath is like, yay, finally. And then, you know, 5 seconds later, the narcissist is like, okay, it's all about me now. And the empath is like, wait, hold on, this is not what I thought it was. And so now I think you're kind of getting the idea that this is a very selfish taking energy. But what I'm trying to get at is that you're going to know when you're face to face with a narcissist or a selfish taking energy, no matter how it talks and walks, you're going to be like, no, next. No matter how, no matter the moves or the, oh, you know who I was thinking of? I wish I could remember her name, but the millionaire matchmaker. She knows people and she can be like, no, that is not the behavior I'm going to tolerate. Maybe just watch her just to give you an idea. But you're going to be able to know 5 seconds after this person enters your life, no matter how nice they are, no matter how suave they are, how loving they seem to be, no matter how it looks, people are going to be like, what's your problem? They're so nice. And you're going to be like, no, they aren't what they seem. And you're going to be dead on. So there has been a lot of pain. This vulture has caused you a lot of pain and turmoil and depression, and I see that, Aries, and I really feel for you, and I'm so sorry. And I'm also trying to confirm to you why this vulture even snuck into your life in the first place, and that there's just some kind of loose ends and healing work that you're needing to do so that you can fully walk away, you know, totally clean. So there is a need to pay attention to the details here with this vulture, and I think maybe that was the missing link, or that maybe was the weakness or the vulnerability here. I'm kind of getting something with the dragon, with the eye. It's either that you need to be more detailed, or you need to come back and see the bigger picture. It's going to be different for each and every one of you. And also there's a need for you to be patient with yourself, maybe self-forgiving and self-loving with yourself. But yeah, there is a need to either pay attention to the details or step back and see the big picture. And this is going to help you tie up all the loose ends and be able to walk away totally free and clear. Spirit is wanting you to know that you are going to achieve the impossible here. You are going to come out on top. You are going to see the wood through the trees, if that's the phrase. You're going to be able to organize this. You're going to be able to get really, really clear and not let any distractions distract you. So just know that. The more that you can connect with spirit, I'm feeling, the more that you can connect with your higher power. This all has to do with the third eye and crown chakra. So the more that you can open up your crown chakra and your third eye chakra, it's all going to aid you in being able to detect lies and deception here. Because you're going to have this really tight connection with you and God and the universe and your intuition. The Dark Lady is all about listening to your intuition. So there's definitely some kind of spiritual gifts that are going to be coming online for you, and you are going to be washed clean of any negativity that this vulture brought to your life. Your chalice is going to be sparkling clean, my darling. And you are going to rise back into your absolute power. No one's going to be able to knock you off your balance. And you are fully and completely completing a cycle, completely going to be a force to be reckoned with. And this energy will cease to exist in your life. And now I'm just going to try to quickly wrap it up. We went a little bit longer than I intended, but hopefully it was beneficial for you. Advice that Spirit has for you. You are currently working on cleaning up your energy, cleaning up these loose ends, cleaning up these maybe old wounds, and things like that, so that you can be poised for success, poised for just the ideal and auspicious new beginnings, and receiving all the gifts that life has for you. This has been unfinished business and unfinished symphony in your life, and maybe you've been asking, why does this continue to happen? Why is this happening? So forth. And you're going to come into that deep knowing, that Dark Lady energy, and search inside your heart and become at peace with this whole process, and know and have clarity and understanding about why this all happened. And you are going to complete that and tie it off really neatly. This process was also giving you a leg up in opening up your spiritual gifts, helping them come online, helping you step more into your power. And that is the truth be told. Listening to the deep truth inside of your heart, that even though that this might have not been a pleasant experience at all for you, Aries, there were actually some really beneficial things that you did get out of this experience. And truth be told, it gave you a leg up in some form of another, and you are going to come back into milk and honey, where everything is sweet as pie again, really easygoing and just rainbows. But in order to get there, you had to go into your shadows and overcome some things. We all do, and I can totally relate to this process for sure. And it's not always easy. It can be really intense, but it is well worth it, because what comes after a storm is a rainbow. So I really hope that this was of value to you. I'm just checking in with my guides to see if that's everything. They're just wanting me to make sure that you understand that the vulture doesn't have to be a person. It could be an entity. It could be politics, government. It could be a business. It could be really anything that has kind of had this kind of sabotaging energy for you. So I think that's it, Aries. Again, I hope that this was of great value to you, and if it was, please click the like button and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos like this from me. And also feel free to comment down below. I love reading your comments. So if you feel so inspired, leave me a sweet, kind comment. And they really make me smile and let me know that I am, you know, doing my job correctly. And just thank you for letting me spend this time with you and connecting with you. Until next time, know that you are so, so, so loved. You are never, ever alone. And be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Big kiss. Mwah. Take care, Aries. Bye.